Abaticola and Ferrari discuss everything with Matt Abaticola.
Son, your ego is writing checks your body can't cash.
I'm sorry I ruined your New Year's Eve party. She tasted like cigarettes.
And Jason Ferrari.
I'm very important. I have many leather-bound books, and my apartment smells of rich mahogany.
Hallelujah! Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol?
Two complete nincompoops with microphones and access to the World Wide Web. Presented by Mickey Finn's Brewery in Libertyville, Lake County's oldest brew pub. Now, here are your hosts for this shit show, Abaticola and Ferrari.
Hello there, podcast friends, and welcome into another episode of Abaticola Ferrari Discuss Everything. He's Jason Ferrari. I'm Matt Abaticola. This is the podcast where, hey, believe it or not, we discuss everything. It's episode number 40. It's called Bone Folder, and we're glad to have you as part of the program. Thanks for downloading, always being a part of the show. We are brought to you by our good friends at Mickey Finn's. They're located at 345 North Milwaukee Avenue in Libertyville. Check them out, MickeyFinnsBrewery.com, the oldest brew pub in Illinois. You can connect with us lots of different ways on social media, at AFDE Show on Twitter, Facebook.com/AFDE Show, and you can email us, AFDEshow@gmail.com. Jason, how you been? It's been a couple of weeks. We've had Father's Day. We had your birthday. Had another trip to the Ferrari Lake House on Powers Lake. It's been a couple of weeks, so we're back at it. Episode 40, Bone Folder. How you doing, buddy?
Good. Now we've summed up what happened, so we're good.
That's been pretty much it.
I had a birthday. You had a Father's Day. My dad had a Father's Day, and we went to the lake. No,
so did you hit 42? 43. It was you're 2 years younger. Okay, so 43. How is 43 treating you? Any different than 42?
I don't know. I've been I have new insurance, so I decided to go get a physical and get all that stuff done.
And that turned out well.
Been a hoot.
Turned out okay.
Yeah. Heart stuff good. Didn't get the blood work back yet. But I mean, I think everything's okay.
Well, your heart's good because you take Cardio for Life. So
yes.
Of course your heart's going to be healthy.
And like 9 vitamins a day.
Yeah.
I have a handful of things I take, but no, I mean, I actually heard it beating. That was cool.
That's a good thing.
So I did that. Birthday was fun. Went up to the lake house on Saturday, and then my birthday
was Sunday.
Yeah, my birthday and Father's Day. So we celebrated together. Got to hang out with the whole family. It was a good time. And then let's see, anything else happened?
How was the sophomore visit to the lake house? Any issues?
No.
Boat issues?
No. Well, boat issues, yes, of course.
Oh, seriously?
Still, but not operator error. There was something wrong with. So apparently, I just talked to my dad today before you got here.
Big Al done with it yet or no?
No.
Okay,
He was. Seriously, he was like, I'm selling this thing. Like he was pissed,
That's
right?
Great.
So you know what a bilge pump is, right? Like
no idea.
It gets rid of water overflow that like comes in. It automatically pumps it out.
Sounds important.
So, but it's something that you generally use when you are running the boat right before it or right afterwards.
Okay.
But this boat has an auto one, and so because of all the rain, it was working and draining the battery.
Oh.
So that ended up being like the problem.
Oh, and you put a new battery in the first?
We
the
did,
first voyage.
yeah. Two
Maiden
new.
voyage.
Well, yeah, because this boat has 2 batteries. One for just to start it, and then the other to run like the lights and the navigation and all that other stuff. But yeah, but this bilge pump thing, because it was raining, it was working so much constantly, it just drained the batteries out.
4 batteries now.
He had a mechanic come and jump. He didn't have to get new batteries.
That's good.
Just jump them,
Yeah, sure.
and then they ran it for 45 minutes, and he's like,
good to go.
everything's good now. Throttle's good, everything's good. So this one was not his fault.
But so 2 trips up to the lake house with the boat, and he was ready to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
he
great.
was so pissed. Oh, because him, and Chris went there, and because he like hit like shallow like a sandbar thing, and it messed up the propeller.
Yeah.
So Chris was actually like in the water, like changing the route. Like I was handing him parts, he was changing.
Seriously?
Yeah, he changed it. No, we got that all done right. It wouldn't turn over, and it was because the battery was drained out. So, it fell, and the dog probably did it.
Probably. The dog was aggressive today.
Yeah.
Nice weather, though, for Father's Day, your birthday, because we went to
it's great.
a place called Lindy's Landing in Wakanda. where Black Panther is, and they have a nice restaurant, and there's it's like a boat club kind of thing, and then there's a little beach area where they do more casual dining, picnic tables, and then they have part of the lake is roped off, and it's perfect for guys our age, our kids' ages. Jack and Henry and Leo.
Yeah.
They just we throw their jackets on them, and just they were in the water for an hour and a half or 2 hours.
Kind of like
there, but then imagine picnic tables in the beach and then getting served, beer and wings. And,
in addition to being able to get served food and drinks.
So it was great.
Yeah.
So, and it was hot. It was a hot one. So we went there, and Crystal's dad met us out. So then we had a couple beers and had some hot wings, and kids were playing in the water. There was a table full of dudes, and a couple of wives too, that they were just getting after it, having a good time, celebrating Father's Day. I mean, one fishbowl drink after another with like 10 straws, and I know they were getting silly.
Diabetes.
There was a group. One of the guys from that group was from the naval base and doesn't have kids, and he was just really hot. He was, button-down shirt with cargo shorts and flip-flops. Just wanted to go in the water. He was like, you know what? I just can't.
I was like, what?
Take this.
He's really hot. It was like temperature.
Yeah, temperature. Because it was 100 degrees.
He was a handsome man.
Dude jumped in the water. Yeah, he was a babe. I was hitting on him the whole time. He jumped in the water, and for whatever reason, all the kids in the water, including my 3, went after him and started to physically abuse this guy. And he loved every second of it. Eventually it got to Henry, Leo, and Jack were the only 3 beating this guy up. And they would hold him under the water. And he was obviously, holding his breath and he didn't care. But they were like holding his face down under the water for like 30 seconds at a time. And I'm watching it. I'm like, oh man, this guy's going to kill one of these kids. So I go over to him, and he finally got by the edge, and I went over to him, and I said, hey, are you good? Can I get you a beer? Really appreciate you playing with all the kids in the water. Yeah. And he's like, oh, which ones are yours? And I'm like, those 3. He's like, oh, the aggressive ones.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. Like, at one point, Crystal was like, wow, Leo is really beating on this guy. But he was like, I mean, this dude, he was a little shorter than me, but if he was under 240, I'd have been surprised. And he was muscle on muscle. I mean, the dude he was ripped. So they were just wailing on this guy, and he was just loving every second of it. So I went over to his buddies, and I was like, what's wrong with your friend? And they're like, nothing. He just, he wanted to get in the water, and the kids started attacking him, and he loved it. So the kid, driving home, we're like, what was your favorite part? And they're like, oh, we were beating up that guy. And I'm like, I'm sure it was fun. But, Lindy's Landing was a great place there in Wakanda, and just sit on the beach and drink beers, and the kids were playing, so it was a lot of fun. We'll hit that back there again this summer.
Well, let's hope, that doesn't become a pattern, at least when they come to the lake house.
Of beating on people?
I don't want, not me. I mean, I'll pick them up and stuff. But.
No, they were, he kind of set the tone, I think, because he was pretending to be a monster, like in the water. Oh. And so then they started attacking him. I mean, you were teaching throwing techniques and.
Well, yeah, but I was like moving him around and stuff. Yeah, water tackling.
So it was fun. But it was good. No,
that's how I learned.
Good Father's Day. We had a good service at church, and then went out to Lindy's for lunch, and then just kind of hung out. But we had a really, really good day. What else? Anything else going on in the last couple of weeks? Just work and kids. School's out. Hank's in summer school. T-ball ended. Soccer ended. Yeah, so everything's.
MVP? Was that, or did they all get that?
Oh, no. He just got it. They all got the same certificate. Yeah, for participation. Yeah.
I saw it. I was like, yeah. And then I thought about it. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, no, they all got one. So they had a T-ball.
You're all MVPs in my book.
T-ball pizza party, and it was fun. Yeah. But he starts summer T-ball, which is the month of July only. So that starts up on Saturday, whatever the.
Did the flag football thing start?
No, that's in August.
Okay.
Yeah, they got to do the combine in July. The running and throwing and catching stations for 5-year-olds. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
They're gonna have a 5-year-old draft. Yeah.
Should have a bar there.
I don't really care because my kid's gonna excel. He can throw a football. He throws a spiral. He can catch. He's already very aggressive with his younger brother, so I think he'll be fine. And it's only flag, so he'll be good to go. But yeah, he signed up for summer T-ball and then flag football.
I don't think I could throw a spiral now.
Yeah, he can. He actually throws really good. And what else did I sign him? Oh, then I signed Jackie and Hanky up for fall soccer is already signed up.
Right.
Registration's
done. Well, yeah, but
that.
You said you're coaching Jack this time.
I'm going to coach Jack this time around. Since it's his first time, and then Hank will have a different coach for the first time in his soccer career. So, oh no, he had his first season he played. I watched. I spectated as a father.
Well, yeah, because then the next time around they're like, oh yeah, you're the coach.
Well, I volunteered. I signed up because you're required as a parent. It's really sneaky what they do in Libertyville. Maybe other communities do it too. But as a parent, they require you to do community service hours, volunteer hours, if your kid plays. Otherwise, they charge you an extra $100.
Okay.
So if you coach, then you obviously don't have to do the volunteer time, which is either like drive the food cart around or work the concession stand, that kind of stupid stuff. So I decided to join as an assistant coach.
I want to just do that anyway. Yeah, I don't want to work the concession
Right.
stand. I want to coach.
Right.
Like, that'd be
so
great.
sign up as an assistant coach that first time or his second time playing, and I get an email. I was titled head coach, and then I emailed him, and then, and I talked to the guy. I went face to face, and I'm like, hey, it says that I'm a head coach. Oh yeah. Sometimes we don't have enough volunteers, and we just move people up slots. And I'm like, that's cool and everything. Do you think maybe a heads up would have been cool? Well, yeah, we just told you. I'm like, yeah, but I mean, you could have emailed me and said, hey, we're short staff or volunteers. Do you mind moving you up to
Dear
head coach?
head coach.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, cool, like whatever. And the guy's like, you got it, and he pat me on the back and walked away. And I'm like, hey, no, I'm not done talking. Can you, maybe in the future, it would just be nice to maybe give people a heads up on what they're doing. So, and then the best thing about it is, I'm the only coach on the team, and the team is anywhere from like 8 to 12 kids. And they split it up so there's 2 games going on simultaneously. Yeah. So I'm like, well, how am I supposed to watch and coach 2 different games going on at once? That's kind of hard to do. So then and luckily I had some really great dads in the team this year that were like, I can't do anything else but show up on Saturdays. I'll stand there and coach one side for you. Perfect. That's all you got to do. But it's like I asked the soccer association, I'm like, how do you expect people to get through this with only one coach? Like, what happens if I don't have parents that want to do it?
It's so weird.
Yeah, and they were like, oh, well, you work it out. I'm
Congrats!
Like, cool. Yeah, I'm like, all right, awesome. I'm going to work it out.
I'm pretty sure the email said, dear head coach.
So that got them signed up for Jack's first time. He's super pumped already. I mean, we're going to go to Dick's Sporting Goods and pick out his own soccer ball and shin guards and shoes, and so get them all going.
Are they still giggling about the athletic supporters?
No, they're over that.
Okay.
Yeah, that passed quickly.
I'm still giggling.
First time Hank tried it
supporters.
on, he was walking around tapping
you
himself.
Said Jack was like
Jack was in tears,
dying.
Yeah, he just couldn't get over it.
That's so funny.
That was the funniest thing in the world.
Well, yeah, I remember. I'm trying to think of what you said in the in the episode you said, wait until Hank is putting it on your face,
right? And you're Bane from The Dark Knight, or he does Darth Vader on himself.
Gross.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's about it. Last couple of weeks, I know lots going on in our country since the last time we've recorded a show, and this is episode 40. It's called Bone
40.
Folder. Yep, Bone Folder. We hit our 40s. So what happened? I don't think the government was separating families at the border, which again is not a new policy. It's been in place for a while, but Trump took it to a different level and had a zero tolerance rule, and now you have thousands of kids separated from their parents. If that's your thing, man, and you're the president, and you don't want, you hate Mexicans, you don't want them coming into our country. If that's your thing, then just turn them away at the border and just say you just can't come and make them leave as a family. I mean, if you're going to be that cruel, and if that's what you want to do, fine. You're the guy in the office right now. I don't agree with it. I think our country is better than that, and we're bigger than that. But why the separation thing? I just that doesn't make any sense to me. And why? And people are like, well, these are policies started under Clinton, and Obama did the same thing. And that's true. It's accurate. But when you go out there and you're so hateful, and you create more division in our country when you've already done nothing but create division, it makes it worse. It just makes it that much worse when he wants to create more division, and he does it in a spirit of hatred. That's the issue.
It's in a more public forum. It's in your face. It's look what I'm doing.
Right.
Look what I'm doing. And we've talked about this before. It's all of it is a distraction from the shitstorm of trouble that is like brewing and being worked on.
Right.
But it's like, no, but look over here.
Not only that,
here.
right? Yeah, it's a great point.
But it's always something horrible.
Right. There's twofold to it. You're exactly right. It's a distraction from like the investigation, looking at his presidency, his campaign, but it's also serves as a great distraction for all the things he's doing to dismantle things already established in our country that benefit he and benefit the rich people in this country, the extremely rich people, the extremely wealthy, this whole jobs thing. I'm gonna be the greatest jobs president in America, and now we have more companies than ever closing down, shutting down. We have companies leaving the country. Harley Davidson.
That was almost That's So Wisconsin this week, but I'm like, all right, I'll find something else.
I mean, Harley's sending jobs overseas, and then how does this guy react?
And they're
like a toddler. He goes on Twitter.
His guy, like they've been on White House visits.
Oh yeah,
that's like his. he likes to talk about the American companies.
Right.
And you know what? I'm not going to lie. That would be one of the first if I were just asked to think of one.
Right. And,
outside of like car
and
companies.
here's the thing. If Harley, if they built every motorcycle outside of America and someone asked me, name some American companies, like Harley gives you that image of all American pride.
Yep.
Even if they didn't make any money, it still does that.
Yeah.
Like, that's a man's man. Like, an American man drives a Harley.
And that's someone on that side that actually that's like a middle finger.
Right.
Like, well,
so now,
sorry, dude. And,
yeah. So
and his response, don't be cute.
Right, but he goes on Twitter and he was like, "Oh, the first ones to throw the white flag." Like, seriously.
Let's just say this again.
Really?
He goes on Twitter. Like, I just, you know.
I mean, Sears is closing, Carson Perry Scott's closing, Toys R Us, today's their last day in business of any of the stores that are still open. Now you got Harley sending jobs overseas. I mean, we're getting screwed by the steel and aluminum tariffs. That he's in like a tariff of a wage war like that.
Well, even
there's no winner in that.
Even tariffs that you would never think of. Just from living in Wisconsin and from looking up stuff to try and talk about for That's So Wisconsin. I think I don't know. I think I skipped this a couple episodes ago, but apparently Wisconsin and ginseng. They're like, Wisconsin is the biggest.
Oh yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah. I don't know if we talked about it on the show or not, or if you and I just. I can't remember.
I thought it was ginseng, like cranberries. I thought there was like a handful
of cranberries.
Of things that were so
but
weird.
that was way back.
Yeah, no,
but I just mean
ginseng
like,
was in it too.
When the tariff thing happened with China, it caused a big problem to the point where farms in Wisconsin. It's one of Wisconsin's biggest industries, other than dairy. I would have never have known that. Like,
yeah, never
on that scale, right? Like, we mentioned the cranberries and the ginseng, like episode 2.
Yeah, it was a long time ago,
or 2 or 3, something like that. But like, to the point where these people's livelihoods, like whole towns, are based around these ginseng farms in Wisconsin, and that was like one of the only things that China would buy from us. Right, because we're buying everything from them.
Right,
but and it's just completely screwing things up. So even on like I don't want to say small scale, because clearly this is multiple $1 billion of ginseng, but like things that you would never even think of. Right, like ever think of
the impact that it's having.
Yes, it's just
and I know there'll be I doubt they listen to this podcast, but there'll be people that are major Trump supporters that are like, oh, so your feelings are hurt because he's mean spirited. Yeah, but here's the point behind it, though.
My feelings aren't hurt.
No,
the country's feelings are hurt.
Right, but that's what a Trumpster will say. But here's the point behind it. If you want to have better border control, better border security, listen, I'm all for that. I really am. I have no issue with that. But you have to lay out a plan that A, makes sense, and B, isn't derived from hatred. Because our country is bigger than that. Our country, I mean, other nations came to this country and displaced American Indians. I mean, the actual real people that are natives of this country, and destroyed their land,
natives.
and destroyed what
we're them.
Yeah, we're them. That's it.
Well, we're probably from Europe,
but and then the number of families that can trace their roots going through Ellis Island, coming from Europe and Asia, and coming through this country through Ellis Island. I mean, this country doesn't belong to us, and we're bigger as a nation than division and hatred, and all of his policies are rooted in division and hatred. That's the issue I have with it. Lay out a good border security, border plan for me, and I'll get behind it. Have it make sense. Have it be economical. Have it doesn't, where it doesn't affect us as taxpayers are concerned, where it's not derived out of hatred, but actual out of security. Then I'm all for that. But he's not about that. He's about hatred. He's about division. That's the issue I have, because we're better than that as a country.
This is something I was thinking about the other day, and now it's like now it's really rolling in my head. So I'm glad that the mics are cracked. But all right, so back in the day, people wanted to come here, start a new life. This is the land of opportunity.
Yeah.
And we really were for a long time. We still should be, but I don't know as much anymore. But we really were considered like a leader, a world leader in so many different things. Not just
we hardly are anymore.
Not a superpower, but like a place to come and be able to thrive and grow. I mean, the fact that you still have people who still, like in this situation, want to come here, like, I mean, that tells you something. But completely against like the leadership in place.
Right.
It's just I find that to be completely insane that people still want to do that. Or actually, I think I read something the other day that said that we're at the lowest amount of people from Mexico are coming here. In fact, more people are going back. And it's like, well,
I mean, on a smaller scale, you can take a look at just our state, at the state of Illinois alone. I mean, the amount of people that have left, the percentage of people that have left Illinois to go to neighboring states it's overwhelming. Well, it's absolutely overwhelming.
That's why my dad wanted to buy the place in Wisconsin. He's like, we need to get the hell out of Illinois, But he's not alone.
No, dude, listen. If I didn't
hear about that and read about that all the time.
If I wasn't divorced and I didn't have a 5 and 4-year-old sons, I wouldn't be in the state anymore. There's absolutely no. I would not be here.
But yeah.
No, I would leave Illinois. Yeah. I mean, it's a corrupt, bankrupt, just terribly run state. I think on a smaller scale, it really reflects how the nature of our country right now.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I just it's so crazy that like what it used to be. I just think give us you're tired, you're poor, like all those things.
Not anymore.
And then now it's like, oh my God, it's
now it's ban Muslims, keep the immigrants from Mexico out.
I don't know. Maybe it says something about, I guess, us as a people and you and I specifically, because I'm still proud to be here.
Oh no, absolutely.
I still
the reason,
want.
But here's the thing, though: the reason people want to come here
be that
because our country allows the most amount of freedom and rights to exercise what you think, what you believe. And there's still pushback against it, and there's still discrimination, and there's still hatred, and there's going to be because the world's. I mean, this country is full of people, and people are
forever.
I mean, people aren't perfect, and people are full of sin, so it's going to be there. But this country allows people to have the most amount of freedom to exercise who they are as a person. Now, I mean, as far as being a world leader, we're not. It's technology, industry. I mean, we're not.
Well, no, I mean,
we're not anymore.
People are at these
education. We're not. Violence. We're at the top of the violence chain.
Unfortunately,
right.
Education has been on the down.
Yes, on the downside
for a while, right? But I mean, people are at summits now. Like these are people at summits where they were coming to us for help.
Right.
Now going, eesh.
Well, now
guys,
and then
seriously, the fact that Germany's like, oh, you guys,
right.
You guys, it's like, oh,
Germany. I mean,
talk about a turnaround.
And Trump is all he's doing is creating a wedge, not only creating division among the people that he's supposed to represent, but he's creating a wedge between our allies, our greatest and oldest allies.
Well,
I mean, he's turning America against Europe. I mean, he really is fulfilling what Vladimir Putin wants. Right. He wants a weakened NATO. He wants America to not be allies with Europe, and he wants to create a different hierarchy of power in this world. And that's what he's doing.
Fascism.
So it all just goes back to what do they have on Trump? I mean, with this allegiance and these ties to Putin and Russia, what is there?
So I saw something today. Well, actually, you said this about 10 minutes ago about we probably don't have a lot of Trump supporters listening to us. I actually read something. I remember I haven't done it since then, but I read a review of the show.
Oh boy!
And I sent it to you, and someone said I loved every second of everything until I heard you guys mention Michael Moore and Bernie Sanders within 2 minutes, and then I'll never listen again. Well, good. See ya. Because.
And
we don't do that. Yeah,
and the guy's lying too. He's still listening.
Yeah, he probably is.
Right.
It's the same as
because you listen for two reasons: you love it or you hate it. It's that simple. That's 16 years of radio. That's what's taught me. You listen because you absolutely hate what you hear,
right,
or you absolutely love what you hear. It's the in-betweeners that flick and go back and forth and tune in and out for months at a time. If you love it or you hate it, you listen faithfully. And that guy's still listening right now. So I'm going to say this to you. Michael Moore, Bernie Sanders, Michael Moore, Bernie Sanders, Michael Moore, Bernie Sanders.
Michael Moore's on Bill Maher tonight. I was going to mention Bill Maher.
Yes.
So I read
he's got your guy tonight too.
Yeah.
I saw
Bradley
that.
Whitford, man.
I'm like, I saw a commercial, and I'm like, wow. When Jason sees this, he's gonna
blow up.
He's gonna be sexually excited and aroused just watching Bill Maher.
Yeah. I'll actually watch it when it. I usually do. I don't really do a lot of stuff on Friday night, so I usually catch.
Yeah, that's your thing. Man. You love that.
But so Maher did an interview recently, and a lot of topics were.
Interview with someone, or he was interviewed?
He was interviewed.
Okay.
And I think it was Entertainment Weekly.
Okay.
So he doesn't really do stuff like that,
yeah,
but it wasn't your cheesy actor interview. They asked him legit questions.
Okay.
Talked about he's got a stand-up coming, special coming out.
Special, yeah,
on HBO.
Yep.
I think it's in 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah, I saw that preview.
But he said I decided that I was only going to do 50% about Trump and 50% about myself because I could easily do 100% on
Right.
Trump.
For the stand-up special?
For the stand-up,
Okay,
yes.
yeah.
But they were asking him questions about, what's going on and stuff, and about Roseanne and all these different things. And, I love that he doesn't back down, but he also will take a giant shit on liberals, which he needs to do.
Right.
Liberals need to take a giant shit on liberals, like the left. All these people who all they do is bitch. He's like, think about this. With what's going on right now, he's like, people care more about, the Me Too movement. And he wasn't like crapping on the Me Too movement, but saying like, there is so much stuff. There is such a thing going on right now about people like concerned about that if anyone had one opinion that wasn't exactly aligned with the Me Too movement, it took all of the liberals' focus. That's all they care about is political correctness.
Right.
And he's like, that's why we're the party of pussies. But I mean, I love when I read this stuff because it's like he's right.
Right.
He really is. It's there's so much stuff going on and people are like, oh man, that guy he actually used Matt Damon's quote that I know we talked about on the show. Remember he's saying people seem to think that like a pat on the ass is as bad as like Nazis, and like he was making a legitimate point,
Right.
And the liberal just went ape shit.
Yeah.
But Mars, like, I'm using that as my example to the point where look what's happening right now.
Well, I mean that's one aspect of the extreme left liberal side is that they're waiting for the next thing to get super upset and angry about.
But they're pussies.
But they do nothing about
And I'm saying
anything that upsets them.
because I don't
Oh, I'm not.
I don't live
we're
in
not.
that world.
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, if you want to say I'm an extreme left liberal because I hate the atmosphere that Trump is creating in our country, then fine, call me that. But I'm not. I'm not at all.
No.
I'm not a liberal. I'm pretty sure. I think most of our listening audience. I've voted in more presidential elections than most of our listening audience, and I've actually voted for more Republican candidates than I have Democratic. I voted
too.
both ways, but I voted more Republican
me too.
candidates. Yeah.
Well, because so this is such a
No, and I'll tell you what, and I would have voted for John McCain had Sarah Palin not been his
Oh, my
VP.
God.
I mean, John McCain had my support, but Sarah Palin being one step away from the Oval Office, being easily the dumbest political candidate in my lifetime, and I've heard a lot. The fact that she was one step away from an old guy, being his VP
with heart problems.
There is zero chance I was going to give John McCain a vote because of Sarah Palin.
Yeah.
Sarah Palin. If there's a different
think
VP,
about
different VP.
Think about who he wanted.
If it was
Lieberman.
If it was Lieberman, they have my vote.
Yeah.
You got my vote in a second, in an absolute second. And that's nothing against Obama. It's just I gave my vote to Obama because I refused to say, yep, I gave my vote to
One
Sarah
heartbeat
Palin
away.
had she gotten in the Oval
No,
Office.
I agree.
That was not going to be my
so
president.
I think there are
Not
a lot
gonna
of
be my
people who
president.
don't put any weight into like the VP. It's like, guys, you really need to.
No.
You really need to.
And there was also
the one we
there's-
have now is a
There's also a reason why
Psycho.
I didn't mind supporting Barack Obama because Joe Biden was there.
Yeah.
I like Joe Biden.
Yeah.
If Joe Biden was in the Oval Office, I'd be okay with that. I was never going to be okay, not for a split second, with Sarah Palin in the Oval Office.
No.
Mike Pence, the robot, he would never, ever get my vote if he
No.
was a lead person on a ticket. Ever.
No.
None. It's not going to happen.
no. I just hope.
God, and I liked the dude from the East Coast, Hillary's running mate. I liked him better than all four of them. Who was it? Tim something or other, right?
Oh
I'm going to not remember his name.
God, why does it seems like it's so long ago?
It's
right?
okay. It seemed like it was a decade ago.
Think about we would
Like, dude, that election seemed like 10 years ago.
Like nonstop about that, like that process.
It seemed like it was
I can't
10
even
years
remember
ago.
The guy's
I don't know,
name.
I think it was Tim, right? I
Yeah,
wanna
it's
say.
Tim for sure.
But I liked of the four, him, Hillary, Trump, and Robot Pence. I liked him the best.
Yeah. No, I would have. I don't care who's listening and what you think. I would have taken Bernie 10 times, and I'll take him. I don't care if Bernie's 90.
Yeah.
I'd still vote for him over anything.
Yeah, so that brings me to a recurring thought I've been having lately about the Democratic Party. That you know what you got 2 years. Well, you got 18 months.
Well,
18 months.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
So here's the thing: you have
we got a
18 months.
big thing coming in right now, though.
Right.
This midterm.
No, those midterms are huge, but I mean, 18 months presidential. You're going to get things rolling here, and maybe less than that, obviously, in a year. Who do you have? Who does the Democratic Party have? Listen. You know what? You could throw a bag of sand at me, and I'd be like, "That's a better alternative than this guy who hates everyone in this country and wants to destroy America." But who does the Democratic Party have that I can say I can get behind that person?
So there's some.
Who do they have?
There are some people. Well,
who's there? Give me. I mean, you know what? They should be out in front now.
Well,
they should be out in front now. I don't care.
No, I know.
It's never too soon when you look at what's going on in the country and who's in the office now.
There are some.
Who do you have that I can get behind?
There are some the old faithful names are there. You've got Bernie. I think I know he's old, but people just I don't know read something.
Okay, who else?
Listen to his beliefs. Warren, Elizabeth, Cory Booker, who was the governor of I believe New Jersey, but he's higher up in the party, and there are some younger people, but these are there isn't an. I don't know how to come up with another example. There isn't an Obama, right? There isn't the holy shit guy, girl. There isn't that person. But the problem is, because the party's not ruthless. What I do that I have been seeing of the Republican Party is they're all anyone who has a brain is yeah, I'm out. Right. I'm out. Steve Schmidt, the guy who ran McCain's campaign, just denounced the party and says he's not only is he just not voting, he's voting Democrat. Just the Republican Party as we knew it.
That was Woody Harrelson's character.
Yes. The Republican Party as we knew it. I would say not know it, knew it. Right. The ones that you and I have actually voted on elections for, it's gone. Right. The Tea Party took over and they went batshit.
Well, it's funny too because the amount of division that Trump has not only caused and is creating on a daily basis, it's so nauseating now because the one side is oh, all you do is repeat fake news, you don't know any of your own stuff, and yet the other side just looks back at that first side and says, well, all you do is you repeat Fox News. No, that's all it is.
All it is it's they give him his news and then they regurgitate it.
Right. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's just it's so overwhelmingly depressing at times and laughable at other times. And I know there are some really good journalists out there that are fighting the good fight every day. And God bless them for it because they have a lot more strength and energy than I do. And speaking of journalists, that horrible story at the Capitol in Annapolis, Maryland. And here the issue I have with this entire story is number one, there's zero security at this building. And in our times today, journalists need to be protected a tiny bit. I mean, a tiny bit. That place was wide open.
Right, but when you've got number one, Commander-in-Chief saying that they are the enemy.
Right,
they are the enemy. And then you've got pundits on that side saying shoot them.
Right.
I think I saw some other. God, the name is escaping, but it's they need to be curb stomped.
Right.
It's
well, that too, but there was a history between this newspaper and this individual.
This kid or this guy.
Yeah, he tried to sue them before. At some point, when I heard
they reported on his
his
he was some kind of a harassment.
Right, and when I heard an employee of this newspaper in an interview say, "I've told people, I've told my wife, I told the legal team at our newspaper that this guy was going to come here and shoot us up one day." Those words came out of an employee's mouth, and it actually happened.
Yep.
Now, maybe it doesn't happen if the guy in the White House isn't saying that the media is evil, and maybe that just put him over the edge a little bit. We don't know what his mental health state is. Obviously, can't be all that good if he did this. But there was a history here, and I know there's a lot of wackos out there, and there aren't enough individuals in law enforcement to do things. And this isn't pointing blame at law enforcement. But when you have a repeated history of stuff,
every place, everywhere,
you can't. But when you have a repeated history of things taking place, something needs to be done that's more efficient than what wasn't done here in this case. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I don't expect law enforcement to predict every crime and to be out there and stop it before anything happens, whether it's a terrorist event or a minor incident between two individuals. That's impossible.
Our lives become Minority Report.
That's impossible. Yeah, right. That can't happen. But when you have a repeated history of an escalating relationship like this between this guy and this newspaper, something needs to be done to be more proactive in protecting people. That's all there is to it. Another tragedy that should be avoided with gun violence, and it certainly is not in our country, and nothing can be done because of it. And it's just another day, and it's just part of the news cycle now.
Well, and
it's part of the news cycle, like someone getting bit by a mosquito and getting West Nile's disease. It's just, is that what it is? Or might I just make that up? Or is that after a high school?
Well, or malaria,
whatever it is. But it's just, it's part of the regular news cycle now. We're just so accustomed to it. It's part of the news cycle. Who got shot today? How many died? Where was where were the victims at? Where was the shooter? What was his reasoning? It's just part of what we do. It's part of looking at the weather today. It's like, what's the temperature going to be today? Oh, where's the gun violence? Oh, more gun violence at a school? Oh, at a workplace this time? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's move on with our day. That's where we come.
I know.
That's where we come. And the guy in the White House just creates an atmosphere of more hatred, more division. It just makes it easier to swallow it all.
And makes it about something else. The point, oh, well, this could easily be. God, now I'm just getting irritated. I don't want to talk about this stuff anymore. But
all right, well, let's stop.
No, but this could literally be like, oh, if the people at the paper were armed, it's like this dumb circle, just circle of stupidity where the NRA chief or the comes out and be like, well, has this opinion like, what? I'm sorry, we should give all the reporters, the interns, and the tax manager a weapon to shoot in case this guy comes in.
If every desk editor had a gun, this probably wouldn't have happened. Maybe he would have saved lives. Come on now, Jace.
I know.
If every reporter...
Because that's the point.
And you know what? 16 years of working side by side with a lot of different reporters in town. I don't want any of those guys that I know to have guns. I'll leave that alone. And I guarantee half the guys that I knew and gals would have shot themselves at some point.
Yeah, but I feel better about life if Brendan McCaffrey was just strapped.
Was strapped, right.
Strapped
that dude, no, he'd been the first to kill people. So
yeah. Oh, man.
At 11 o'clock, it would have been, who did Brendan shoot today? Well, let's go count.
Oh, B-Mac.
All right, let's go to let's get off that and let's go to our tweets of the week. These are Twitter handles that we follow on our show handle at AFDE Show. We like to highlight them. Some serious stuff, mostly funny stuff, and we include the Onion in there.
Unfortunately, I couldn't find as much funny stuff as serious stuff because even comedians were like, what the shit?
Yeah.
All right, but at Matt Oswalt VA, hilarious follow. But I like this one. I hope today's mass shooting convinces Trump to stop attacking journalists and instead stick to attacking politicians, women, children, minorities, the environment, the FBI, pretty much every country at this point, including most of America, at the English language, and Jimmy Fallon. So, there's that. Now, I recently started following her from our handle,
Chelsea
at
Handler.
Chelsea
Yeah,
Handler,
sure.
and I'll tell you why. I really like that. She got the. I know, isn't that great? She got the show. So Chelsea had the show on E.
Yeah.
Known stand-up. Decided to. She got a Netflix show. Decided to leave the show when this shit show started happening, and just started touring the country to learn about politics and talking to people on both sides.
Yeah.
I appreciate that so much. I really like. And Sarah Silverman is doing the same thing.
Yep.
She has a show on Hulu. Talking to mostly people on the right, just to try and learn. But Chelsea had to take a shot, and this one made me laugh. Trump and Putin are going to meet on July 16th in Finland, which means Trump has 2 weeks to get in shape to fit into his wedding dress.
Great.
All right. This one needed to go funny. Conan, just randomly, at Conan O'Brien. Stovetop stuffing is my favorite side dish that sounds like a Midwestern porn video. All right.
Yeah.
Sarah Silverman. So she's a comedian, right? But lately, I think people are. It's almost like the athletes. Hey, you're an athlete. Stick to sports.
Right.
Same thing. You're a comedian. Stick to being funny. Her tweet is, the job of a journalist is to find out what is true and report it to the people. Democracies end, dictatorships start when leaders condemn journalists and tell citizens to get their news only from them.
Yeah.
Which is like very Stalin.
No, it's
Stalin-esque.
100% accurate, though.
Yes.
Now, maybe you've seen this, and if you haven't, I apologize, but was there a video of Trump being asked about the shooting at the Maryland newspaper and him just ignoring it and walking?
Yeah,
not saying anything?
he just walks away.
Had nothing to say about it?
And, the assistant to the assistant of the press secretary gave the thing about the... Ooh. That was
a good one. That was a good
Woo!
one. That was solid.
That was let the bass kick.
Try that again.
No,
The
but
assistant to the assistant.
of the press secretary gave the statement of, our thoughts.
Condolences.
Are,
Okay.
are with.
Yeah, so that's what that, because I saw it quickly.
Oh yeah, he just walked away.
Okay,
Yeah,
he didn't.
walked
That's
away.
what that was about,
Yeah,
though, right?
He just got nothing, because the question.
Well, because
was
when you don't care about human life, you're not going to stop and
the
respond
first
about a
question
question
though
about
was,
human life.
what are
Yeah.
your thoughts on the debt? The next question was, what are your thoughts on condemning the media as being the the public enemy number one?
Right.
But he didn't answer any of them.
Well, yeah. Again, when you don't care about human life, you're not going to respond to questions about human life being lost because you just don't care about human life.
When your hair looks like that, I don't think you care about much else.
No, this guy he does not. He cares about himself and himself only, and how much money he can accumulate. That's all there is to it. There's no argument or presentation you give me that would change my mind. I'm convinced of it. This guy cares about himself only, and money. That's it. He does not care about human life.
Oh my
period.
God! Before we get to this, because this will be a good, fun last one.
Okay, yep.
The reason I brought up the Bill Maher thing, and we went into it a little bit, but
Yeah.
one thing that he said that it didn't occur to me, but do you remember when he was first elected, and he did not like the job. Like, Trump was just like, this
he did not want to be right.
It's called the White House a dump. Like,
Right.
I don't like this. He's like, now he likes the job. And this is what we're getting as a result. That's why my brain went to the Bill Maher thing. Aside from the other stuff we talked about.
Well, because he learned
it's
that
true.
there's no one with a spine or a backbone in the Republican Party, and he can be a dictator.
Somehow he's the first president ever that I've ever seen who actually thinks and appears to be above the law.
No. Oh, and that's why Kennedy retiring from the Supreme Court is so important, because and really intelligent journalists, they have already pointed this out, and just watch how this develops into bringing a judge on that, that'll be a judge for the next 40 years. That's what we're going to do. It's going to be great to be judge for the next 40 years. Is going to go the route of a president is above the law, or that a president can pardon himself. And that's where it's headed.
Well,
that's all where it's headed, because he knows how guilty he is. And he's doing what he can now to create a foundation to either pardon himself or make it where he can't be accused of anything.
No, but what Bill is saying is he's not going to leave. He's not going to leave. Like, there are, 52% of the Republican Party said that if he canceled the election, they'd be okay with it. He's not going to leave.
Well, no,
he
made a comment about more than 2 terms, that it should be a lifelong presidency. Like, this guy wants to be there forever.
Clearly an FDR. Yeah, but
yeah.
Well, all right.
You know what? I think if a great American institution like McDonald's really wants to help us out, they'll feed him 3 meals a day every day for the rest of his life.
Yeah. KFC.
That's what they should do.
Those are his
KFC
go-tos.
for breakfast, McDonald's for lunch, KFC McDonald's combo for dinner.
Yeah.
Well, what is a KFC is usually comboed up with Taco Bell and Pizza Hut.
I think.
When they do those combos and Long John Silver.
Oh, just put it all in a bucket.
Hey, what do you feel like dinner tonight? I really have a taste for some fish. Some seafood would be really good. Oh, Long John Silver? Yeah.
Taco, some chicken.
Get a pizza. Let me do some hush puppies on top of my pizza, please. That'd be great. All right, last one here.
Last one. Let's go out on a laugh.
Oof. Let's hope.
We've now lost all of our listeners. They're all like, you political bastards.
That's fine.
It's The Onion. Had to do it. Coast Guard going to let stranded yacht owners sweat it out a little bit more. That one, I was just like, you know what? Yeah, fuck that guy.
All right, those are our tweets of the week. We highlight some Twitter handles that we follow on our Twitter handle, which you can follow us as well at AFDE Show. I suggest you do that, and you can follow the ones that we mentioned as well. This is episode 40. It's called Bone Folder. We're brought to you by Mickey Finn. Check them out at MickeyFinnsBrewery.com, the oldest brew pub in Illinois. It's Batacola Ferrari, and we discuss everything back in a moment.
Are you kidding me? Where are we at in society today? Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40!
All right, welcome back into the program. It's episode 40, Bone Folder. It's Batacola Ferrari, discuss everything. He's Jason Ferrari. I'm Matt at Batacola. Remember to follow us on social media at AFDE Show, Facebook.com/AFDE Show. We're brought to you by Mickey Finn's. You can check them out online at MickeyFinnsBrewery.com. They are the oldest brew pub in Illinois. Great food, fantastic beer, and live entertainment every Friday and Saturday. coming up on the 4th of July holiday. Now, you hear, when are we going to release this episode? Because it's
Monday.
Friday for us.
So
We're going to release it
it'll
Monday
come
the
out,
2nd.
2nd, yeah.
So, yeah, I know Finn's is closed on the 2nd for Ike Riley and Ike Riley and Assassination, which plays every year right around the 4th. So they close down. They're closed the 3rd, closed the 4th. So they're back in business on Thursday the 5th. But if you're hearing this on Monday for you on July 2nd and you like that Ike Riley stuff, check it out. I'm sure there's tickets. Maybe they're sold out. I don't know. But go to MickeyFinsBrewery.com. So this is episode 40, Bone Folder. It's our 40th birthday. We're very excited to be in our 40s now. Thank you for being a part of the program. And I thought, you know what? I got some really good feedback from even though it was a while ago. What is that? It sounds like a helicopter going on. You hear that?
I don't know. I think am I vibrating whole side?
Maybe is it you?
I'm not moving.
It just sounds like there's a helicopter, like a really faint propeller sound in the background.
Or Nam.
Trump's going to drop down. Really good feedback from a lot of people on our last episode. The one we did a few weeks ago about the Anthony Bourdain segment we talked about. Oh, yeah. I got some really good feedback. People thought it was just a really good, open, and just really good conversation and open and honest about things. So thanks for listening and all the positive feedback. If it's negative feedback, keep it for someone else. We don't get paid enough to do this, so just the positive stuff, please. We start off the second segment of every episode with our segment called That's So Wisconsin. It's brought to you by Will's Northwoods Inn, 3030 North Racine in the Lakeview area, willsnorthwoodsinn.com. Daily specials, trivia night on Tuesdays. Of course, Jason goes there just for the Giants. The Schlitz? What do you drink there? Pabst?
Schlitz.
The 250?
Tall boys.
For a can?
$2.
Oh, real quick, and I'll just right off the tracks for a second. When we went and saw Blake Shelton at the Windy City Lake Shake, so a tall boy there is $250. At Will's.
Oh, I was gonna say no. Yeah, at the concert, what was it?
With
$12.50
with tip. Our 2 Miller Lite Tall Boys was $30.
Oh boy,
$30 stinking dollars, dude.
Sons of bitches.
They had something labeled as a 19-ounce craft beer. That's what the menu said. 19-ounce craft beer. It didn't say what it was. It just said 19-ounce craft beer, $17.50. We paid with tip $30 for 2 Miller Lite Tall Boys. Yeah,
unbelievable.
It's crazy unbelievable. But anyway, so Will's Northwoods Inn.
Sneaking in stuff.
Oh, gosh, yeah. You wonder why people do it. 3030 North Racine. Yeah, I saw the drunk people. I'm like, how are they so drunk? Like, what do these people do for a living? And Crystal's like, well, they probably sneak booze in. I'm like, well, that makes sense.
What they do for a living first is have vodka in their sock.
Right, that's what it is. Or they wear like an extra bladder like attached to
their... yeah. They've got those. They've got the boob ones,
right.
The fake pregnant ones.
So anyway, Will's Northwoods Inn. The drinks aren't that expensive. The staff is friendly. The drinks are actually very strong and very good. Check them out, 3030 North Racine in the Lakeview area. So this is That's So Wisconsin. Jason finds a story for us that is Wisconsin-centric, and it could be an individual from Wisconsin, something in the state of Wisconsin, but it's always entertaining and eye-opening.
This is something.
Okay.
So the headline is, a man put a camera in his shoe for some upskirting shots. It exploded on his foot.
Wait, let's go through that one more time. He put a camera on his shoe?
Yes. You know what upskirting
is,
I do.
Right? Yeah, so he wanted to get some pictures of women wearing skirts, dresses.
And the camera exploded. So
that's not a terrible thing, but I want to know how it exploded.
It seemed like a stealthy, albeit disgusting plan. A Wisconsin man thought he had come up with a way to creep under skirts of women and take invasive and perhaps to him titillating video, according to police in Madison, Wisconsin. Unlike other upskirting instances in which people have been caught using cell phones to record invasive videos of women, this 32-year-old thought he'd try a different approach, a shoe camera.
Wow.
It's unclear what a shoe camera entails, but this unidentified man found a camera he could attach to his shoe and purchased it with the intention of taking videos under women's skirts. Yada yada.
It's got to be pretty obvious. I mean, like, I don't know, if you're a chick, unless you're just completely oblivious, and I think you would notice a camera on a guy's shoe, wouldn't you? Wouldn't that stand out?
Here's something odd.
Like, when you observe people, do you go, like, when you observe people and you're out people watching, do you go top to bottom, like all the way up and down? I go all the way, like, or do you just observe like what they're doing?
I don't know. I guess it depends on what the
All right.
person, how close I am. Like, because my vision's
when
not amazing.
when I people watch, I take it all in from top to bottom.
Well,
like I'll
right.
notice a person's
But I mean,
shoes
like,
or
it
out the
depends.
entire outfit.
Right,
and
but if
everything.
I'm close, I can see it all.
Sure.
My vision's shit.
Yeah.
So if I'm far away, I can't see anything. Like, I don't know. Like,
so maybe you wouldn't notice.
Yeah,
but if
I'm
he's
not
that
looking at
far
this
away,
guy's
you're not
shoe
going to see.
camera.
You're not going to see a shoe camera.
But
though.
so the battery blew up on this moron's shoe.
yeah, does it explain how it blew up? Because that's great.
It blew up. He sought out medical treatment for minor burns, and afterwards, the man opened up about what happened to a clergyman. The clergyman suggested that the man turn himself into the authorities and accompanied him to the police station.
What?
I swear.
Wait, so he gets.
So
Wait, so wait a second. So,
So
who does he tell?
a friend who is a clergyman.
Okay.
At about 5:30 p.m., police officers at a Madison station were contacted.
Like buckwheat.
Officer?
Officer.
Were
Okay.
at Madison Station were contacted by the man who admitted to his failed upskirting
By
plans.
by the man.
No, yeah. So this dude, his
man turned on
clergyman friend told him to turn himself in, and he, after being treated at the hospital for burns, turned himself in.
All right. Well, that's a good friend there you have. Good clergyman. Going to clean his conscience and hopefully move forward from this criminal act and injury.
Faces up to 3 years in prison.
Oh, okay. Alrighty then. Yeah. Well, enjoy that. Hopefully you can get out in 12 or 18 months and turn your life around.
Thanks, clergyman.
Wow. Oh my God. Anyway, that's a good band name, Clergyman.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's
Wow.
Wisconsin. It's brought to you by Will's Northwoods Inn, 3030 North Racine in the Lakeview area. Check them out online at willsnorthwoodsinn.com. Add a little bit of God's country in the heart of South Lakeview. Thank you, Wills. Love you. Can't wait to see you during football season.
So, I don't know if I mean, it's been a couple of weeks since we've thrown an episode out, but about 2 weeks ago, an article came out, or a story came out about Uber trying to come up with a new technology that can detect drunk people so that they don't pick them up.
Oh, I haven't. Wow. Then what's the point of having Uber?
That's what I said. Also,
Would you
Trish
rather
was
have
like,
them
well,
driving?
Yeah, no. Trish is like, well, what would you do? I'm like, I don't know, call a Lyft.
Right. Hey, you're too drunk for my Uber car. All right, let's use Lyft then.
All right, cool then.
Yeah.
Lyft. Thanks.
Get a
Thanks.
taxi.
Lyft stock goes up.
All right.
Yeah. So
You know who doesn't discriminate? Taxis. Want to know why? Because they charge you $50 when you throw up in their cab for puking. They encourage drunk people to ride
they
the
have
taxis.
the signs.
Yeah,
the signs for the vomiting.
different charges. Vomit charge.
It was fine reading the vomit charge.
That's dumb.
I know.
That's the whole reason for Uber.
So the drivers have been complaining because obviously.
Then don't drive Uber, you idiots!
I know.
Seriously, that's like a zookeeper complaining about animal poop. Then don't work at a zoo. Or a pizza maker complaining about having to make pizzas. That's your job.
Yep.
You drive Uber so you can drive. You think you're being convenient for people's lives? No, you drive drunk people around.
For the most part, yeah.
That's what it is.
Well, later on. Well, I don't know. You can't speak for people in the morning, but they might be drunk
That
too.
could be drunk from overnight. There's bars open late at night. There's day drinking. That's why you drive. If you drive Uber, expect to drive 80% drunk people.
Yep.
Seriously.
I thought you would appreciate that.
That's ridiculous. Come on, use common sense, logic, and reason, people.
We don't have a lot of it. All right.
Hey, saw a couple movies last weekend.
Okay.
I actually physically went to the movie theaters.
I did too.
Back-to-back days. Did you really?
No, I told you. I went to a date night. I had date night with Trish.
What'd you guys see?
Deadpool 2.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And I said
you
I
liked it.
And I said, but I don't like. I wanted to go to the movie and then go to dinner. So much better.
Yeah.
Instead of being like bloated
And
just
full
be like,
and all. Yeah.
like,
So then you didn't snack then at the movie?
no.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
See, I have a hard time not snacking at the movie. We usually combine dinner at the movies by giant buckets of popcorn, and that's what we eat.
I had
usually.
I had a Jack Daniel's neat.
Oh, at the movie. Nice.
Well, before it started, and
Okay.
then I don't leave. Like Trish had to go get more wine.
Where'd you guys go?
Where the hell did we go? The Lincolnwood or Skokie. We went to the Skokie.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
Wine.
not too far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because we wanted to go to. So we got a we got a gift card at Christmas for dinner and a movie, and it was the chain that owns Olive Garden, but with Trish's diet lifestyle. She can't have
Which
that.
is to not eat bad food.
Yeah. So we went. Yeah. So
I
no.
can't go to Olive Garden.
So we went to
Scoozy.
the steak place. God, I can't even remember. But anyway, I had an 18-ounce steak, and it was amazing.
A steak place that's owned by the same company that owns Olive Garden?
Yeah.
What is that place?
I don't know.
Okay.
It'll pop into my head.
Yeah.
So we saw Deadpool 2. It was great. You tell your story. I'll think about where I was going.
Yeah. So last Friday we had Windy City Lake Shake tickets. You know, it's an all-day event, and if you don't remember last Friday, it was raining the entire day.
Yeah.
We are adults, and we don't stand on the rain for any kind of entertainment.
Longhorn Steakhouse before I...
Longhorn, there you
That's
go.
what it was. Yeah.
We were not going to stand on the rain. Like, that's not our thing. And it's just, you know what, it's just, I don't care what the things cost. We're not going to stand on the rain to listen to music. Not enough. Was willing to stand out in the rain only to hear Blake Shelton, because that's really the only thing I wanted to see of that whole Friday lineup was Blake Shelton, and he got on at 9:20. Fortunately for us, the rain...
9:20?
Yeah.
I thought it was... Because remember, the whole point you said, like,
Well,
it's earlier in the day.
That's what
like,
it's what was listed on the website. But anyway, so he was...
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But so it's fine. So by the time night rolled around, it was actually a pretty comfortable evening, and there was no rain when he was out there. So we got out there for the three main guys was it was Tracy Lawrence, Lee Bryce, and then Blake Shelton. So I got out there and saw about half of Lee Bryce and then all of Blake Shelton. So it was great because it wasn't raining, so it was fine. So instead of spending the whole day there like we had planned, we did other things in the city. We went to Oasis Cafe, which is a little hole-in-the-wall restaurant in Jewelers Row. And it's actually like in the back of a jewelry store, and they have shawarma and falafel. And I used to eat there all the time going to work.
Yeah.
I told her about it. I'm like, we got to go there. So we went there for lunch, had falafel sandwiches. They're great as usual. After that, we actually went and saw a movie. We went and saw Ocean's 8, her pick, and not a you know, it was entertaining enough, but it was so hokey and unbelievable. You know, whatever. It's fine. But I love going to the movies, so I didn't care. Got a Miller Lite there and some popcorn, whatever. So it was a good time seeing that.
I would have gotten up and gone to the bathroom during that one.
After that, we went to Italy. I'd still never been to Italy before, so we finally went to that. And she'd been there a bunch of times. I never have. Had a great, got a half dozen oysters, got a meat and cheese tray, had a glass of wine. It was we had a great time there.
Really good charcuterie stuff there.
Yeah, it was so good, dude. And it was like really affordable for like 5 different cheeses and 5 different
Honestly,
meats. Yeah, it was like $23
for where it is.
Yeah, exactly. Wine was great, so we had a glass of wine, had some meat and cheese there, and then went back to the hotel. They had like happy hour in their lobby where there's like a free glass of wine. Got a glass of wine there.
Ooh.
Yeah, we kind of chilled out a little bit, and then got ready and went to the concert, and just had a great time. At Blake Shelton was great. Guarantee the dude had at least a dozen Miller Lights before he got on stage. I mean, he was like he sang great, he performed great, but you could tell when someone's been
loose.
Oh yeah, he was completely loose.
Loose.
He was so great, and he was like picking on dudes that were hanging out with really hot chicks, like in the front row. It was so funny. He was really, really good.
And he's like, I'm dating like a smoke show.
Dating a smoke show, right? Like a talented smoke show. So it's like whatever. Really entertaining though. He was great. Worth every penny we paid for the bracelets, even though we saw 2 guys. Lee Bryce was great too. And then the next day we had planned already. We bought tickets earlier in the week to take all the boys to see Jurassic World.
Right.
So Crystal and I took Leo and Henry and Jack, and her niece was in town visiting. So we all went and saw Jurassic World, and loaded up on popcorn and candy and big giant sodas. And Jurassic World was thoroughly entertaining.
Very good.
Oh, I thought it was great.
I'm not surprised.
I'm barely, again, my parameter for a movie is my parameters are like, am I entertained or not entertained? That's all I want. I don't care about the film quality and the quality of the shooting and the production. I don't care about that stuff.
Yeah.
I want to be entertained.
Yep.
A dinosaur movie, you got to entertain me. They entertained me. Chris Pratt was funny. What's her name? The redhead.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Ron's kid, man.
Yeah.
Talent runs in the family. Good.
Total smoke show in the second one.
She's a hottie.
She is. I mean, I thought she'd even look better in the second one than the first one.
And they made a point because of all the people who were.
Don't tell me the high heels.
No, they made a point to show her shoes in the second one because of all the people talking shit about him in the first
cares?
one. I know. Well,
Have you seen chicks running heels before?
But that's what I mean. Like,
I know, it's so
the
stupid.
things that
What do you
people
care?
about. Like I remember, actually,
It's a dinosaur
And one time I
movie.
was like watching it. I'm like, well, at some point those are gonna break, or she's gonna take them off.
They make dinosaurs look like they're real. Who cares what shoes she's wearing?
Yeah.
Very good. It was good. I enjoyed it. But back-to-back movies. It was a great weekend. Great treat.
So I did see. I did read something today. I was reading an article about Indiana Jones 5. They don't have that's the headline or the title. Now.
Is Han Solo gonna be in it?
Yeah. Yes.
Is it going to be better than 4? Because 4 was brutal. Oh my God, was that awful.
Spielberg and Lucas are like, yeah, it's
Man,
not going
was
to be
that
that
bad.
And he's not returning. Yeah, but that was terrible. But it made me.
I actually saw that with Goff. And
Really?
Brian wanted to see it, and so I dragged Jason along, and Jason and I wanted to leave not even halfway through.
It was brutal.
I think I lost a little bit of our friendship because I made Jason go to that movie. I think he liked me a little less after that night.
Yeah, you dragging anyone to anything that Brian wants people to go to is gonna like tax a friendship. But
That's good. That's a good
good
description. The friendship was taxed.
I was thinking about again, like as I was
Crystal
reading
Skull
about
Mountain
this,
or something.
I made a parallel because I think that Chris Pratt would make a perfect new Indiana Jones.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I've thought that for years.
Oh no, I'd be down with
But
that.
I really think
Better than Shia LaBeouf. Wasn't he?
Right.
Wasn't he in 4?
Yeah, but
wasn't that him?
he's not in it. Like
Okay.
the interview was with Spielberg and Lucas that I read.
So what's Han Solo looking for in this one? Any plot details?
I think he's not dying. They're not killing him off, but he's not doing it anymore. So he's going to retire. So there's going to be like a new
Protege maybe?
Yeah.
Or a nephew?
yeah.
Or maybe a son he never knew he had from a bar in Thailand.
So
One
that-
night when Han Solo
yeah.
got wild.
Well, I was going to say, but no, that already happened. That was Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, it was?
Yeah,
that was that?
with
Was that the
what's her-
story?
Yeah.
Oh, I
that was
remember.
the kid. That
Okay.
was
No, I remember it. Yeah, but okay, that was the. I don't know. All right. Well, maybe he can adopt one. Oh, he can bring back Roundhouse. Oh, Dr. Jones. That guy. Maybe he comes back. No? From the second one.
No, I know, but his name wasn't Roundhouse.
Wasn't it?
I don't think
I
so.
thought he called him
Short Round.
Oh. Roundabout.
The funny thing is, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, wait, did you say Roadhouse? No, you said Roundhouse. So he was just the kid's just a kick.
Oh, I thought you
He's
were
literally just.
I thought
a
you were.
kick.
I thought you were trouble because I was offensive for a second. I was like, oh man, maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Oh shit!
So you were.
Yeah. Oh, I'm totally offended.
You were.
No, you
okay,
just
what's
said
his
the wrong name.
What's his name?
Short Round.
Roundabout.
Short Round.
Short
Yeah,
Round.
roundabout. Yeah, he's that figure eight thing that doesn't make sense when you're turning constantly.
What you said today too about
Oh yeah,
Top Gun.
Yes.
So someone's playing Goose's son? Does Maverick kill him too or no?
So it's not fully released, but you've got the stories out there or whatever. The story is that
Because he had at least one kid. I think he had
the
two kids.
the two of them, Maverick
And Goose's son?
No, Maverick and Iceman are instructors, which just seems so lame.
And
But-
lovers.
Yeah.
If they're not lovers, then there's no reason to make
They're
this
just
movie.
no. The whole movie is them doing like that.
No,
the teeth thing.
if they're not a couple, it's not worth doing.
Well, yeah, they're not bringing Kelly McGillis back because she's hurt. But they're talking about, or the article said that Goose's son, and they mentioned another actor. No clue who he
Okay.
is. No,
So who's Goose's son?
it could be Miles Teller.
Miles Teller. That's right.
Which
That'd
I'd
be fine.
be good
Yeah,
with.
be fine with that. I like him.
But the whole premise of the movie is the reasoning that the military needs live pilots versus drones.
Well, yeah, because Maverick is fighting for the fact that they still need live pilots instead of drones
I know, I'm
and
just-
automated. Yeah, I
As
know,
I was
whatever.
thinking about that, I'm
See,
like,
but here-
all
but
right,
here's
then
the
I feel
idea.
like it's harder to incorporate like the sun. But,
See, but here's
Miles
the idea.
Teller's good.
So then they make this one, Top Gun 2 or whatever, like the drone zone, and then you have
Call it that.
then you come out in that you keep the storyline going with a prequel to the second Top Gun, and it's the love story between Maverick and Iceman and how they were reunited.
Oh no, the whole movie needs to be about like what the dirty things that all of them did after volleyball, but before he rode over there and needed to take a shower. He needed to take a shower for so many other reasons, other than that motorcycle ride over
It's not
dinner.
just sweat on
Yeah,
Maverick's
yeah,
body.
yeah.
No, so I think they could do a prequel then, which would fall in between the two movies, the love story between Maverick and Iceman. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
Like Maverick and Iceman, what could they call it? Like Maverick and Iceman,
I feel like they can just call it that.
Maverick and no, there's got to be a better sub headline to it.
This ain't just volleyball.
This ain't just volleyball. Maverick and Iceman Gator. No,
No.
you can be my wingman anytime.
Yeah, that and
Wingman.
that-
Maverick and Iceman.
yeah.
Wingman.
colon. That
No, so the story is they get back on the base as instructors and they decide to go out and pick up chicks. But then they end up, and they're going to be, the other one's going to be the wingman, take turns being wingman for guys to pick up chicks. And then they end up falling in love.
I wonder what's the new song. What's the new song that they're going to sing to each other?
Wait, in the prequel or the second one?
I don't know. Whichever one's super gay.
Well, let's think now. It's got to be a boy band song. Instead of, he'd be like, hey, Iceman. All right, it'd be like, all right, Maverick, it's your turn. You need to find, carnal knowledge of a lady this time. On the premises. And then, and that's right. It'd be like, what's the name of that song?
I don't know.
Come on.
I think it. No, I don't.
You got
I gotta think about it.
Give me a boy band song.
No, that's Oh God, Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet Boys.
I can't think of it. I don't know.
Be like, you know what, Iceman? She was my
now
desire.
I'm actually, while you're doing this, I'm singing it.
I hate when she's your desire. Come on.
I can't.
Should I go to the Google machine? I don't even.
I want it that way. Well, that's that song that I
be like. He can be like. It should be like, all right, Maverick, your turn. Then he can go, all right, Iceman. She wants it that way. Oh, I hate when she wants it that way.
Oh God.
They should just redo the whole movie.
Taking this to a.
Oh,
it's
sorry.
not even a dark place. I don't even know what it is.
Highway to the drone zone.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And Kenny Loggins is back.
He's doing it.
Yeah.
He's doing the new song. The end of the article said he may or may not decide to work with a young rock band. I'm like, oh my God. What young rock band? I mean, I get that you're like on the new Top Gun movie, but shut up. It's so stupid. Like, you're Kenny Loggins. Why do you need to work with anyone else?
Name a young rock band. I don't know any young rock bands.
I don't know any. I couldn't tell you any.
I think if they were smart, it should be a total country soundtrack.
Somehow, the Village People are back.
Oh. So Top Gun 2 opens. Top Gun 2 opens with Iceman and Maverick leaving a Village People concert.
Yeah.
At a festival.
He's a naval aviator.
Oh, are you a pilot? Actually, I'm a naval aviator.
Oh, my God. If anybody has listened to the first
your
and
mom not
second
like you?
halves of this show.
A little bit of a difference. Tiny bit.
Politics in the Navy.
Right. Yeah, so, okay.
I'm a naval aviator.
Opening scene, Iceman Maverick leading like a rib festival in California, and Village People are the headliners.
A rib festival?
Yeah. A rib fest.
Right.
Taco fest.
No, I want ribs.
Ribs?
Ribs.
One rib.
Like they have like baby wipes. Like wipes.
Maverick is wiping Iceman's mouth. You have some barbecue sauce right there, sweetie. He bites it off. He air bites it off.
He does the air bite.
All right.
Christ.
Anyway, what else you got?
Well,
I've hurt my belly.
I have a lot of stuff.
Do you?
No, but I don't know. Here, I'll just do what we've kind of done before at the tail end.
Yep.
No need to go into the story other than I found a headline that said women claims drinking her dog's urine has helped clear up her acne.
Oh, boy. Move on.
Yep.
So
all right. Dude, seriously, the story's actually pretty funny. This is something I thought, actually, I know that you and I will both watch. They are, a movie is coming out about Roger Ailes. You know, the guy who created Fox News.
Oh, yeah.
Russell Crowe is playing.
Oh. Well, you have a bad accent in it. Does Russell...
It would be kind of interesting if they just, like, make him Australian. He's like, I just don't care. At this point in my career, I'm so good. I made Gladiator. I'm just going to be Australian.
Hey, there's a new TV show out called Yellowstone. Have you seen this at all with Kevin Costner?
No.
And there's Jessica Chastain plays his wife, and there's other notable characters in the movie as well, or the TV series. It's on the Paramount Network. Something new. I didn't know I had, but I have it.
No, it used to be the...
Oh, it was something that changed names.
Yeah.
Like.
Not the. It wasn't like. It was kind of like the Men one. Remember, it was like the Man Network thing. Like it was just. They had a lot of like bro shows on it, and then they started doing the karaoke or the lip sync battle.
Spike.
It was Spike. Now it's Paramount.
Oh, that's what it is.
But Spike was bro. Like it was totally a bro.
totally.
network.
Oh, completely. Yeah. All right, so it's called Paramount. No, the Paramount Network. So Spike. It's called Yellowstone. He's like a rancher in Montana, and dealing with a bunch of different like kind of crises and stuff. So it looks pretty interesting. I never knew it was out. But Jessica Chastain, we love her.
So I did not
Made her
watch
look pretty rough.
Well, I did watch about 10 minutes of it, and then I'm like, I can't do this. The remake of It. So
Why? Is it terrifying or bad?
It was bad.
Oh, was it?
Not as I'm already terrified by the book, and then I've watched it. Yeah, clown. Yeah, we've already talked. We talked about this at length.
Yeah,
about
made a show
It.
promo for it.
Yeah, on the show. But It 2 is coming out.
Oh,
and it's 30 years later, and someone at like a fan conference said that the redhead girl should be Jessica Chastain in the new one, and the person who is the producer of it worked with her on a different movie and suggested it, and she's in.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll watch.
Still won't watch it.
I'll watch the first one when it's free. I'm not paying a dime for it. I'm not going to pay a dime to not sleep.
I've illegally downloaded it, and I could send it to you for no charge if you would love to watch it.
Yeah. I am excited about though is there's a new Halloween movie coming out.
Yeah.
I'm going to see that. I'm still the scariest movie I've ever seen. Halloween. When Michael Myers sits up when she thinks he's dead and he just like elevates to a 90-degree angle, I get the chills. Just
Scariest mask.
Oh my god. Yeah.
In like hockey mask. Freddy, I always laugh. Seriously,
Freddy was more
doesn't
funny
scare me.
than scary.
I find it to be like more of a comedy.
Right. It was a gory comedy.
That mask in Halloween, like the movies itself, themselves aren't like the most terrifying thing, but that mask. You're right, and that whole.
Yeah,
that
when
sit up thing.
like you think he's dead, you think she's okay, and she killed him.
Well, that and
just it's just the background, and it's slightly out of focus. The background, and he sits up to a perfect 90-degree angle. It's terrifying. You're like, oh my god, run! What are you doing?
Those damn movies, fool me once, fool me twice. But they're never dead.
Yeah.
The guy's not dead.
Right. That's
after
why
that
they weren't.
That's
very
why there's
good, but
8 of them.
I think Rob Zombie did a Halloween one, and it was halfway decent, but I mean,
I would watch them when they were on cable.
This one I'm gonna go to the theater though. I'm gonna go see Halloween.
Really?
In the theater. I am. Yeah, I'm that excited about it.
All right.
What else?
Okay. I have our inspirational story, but I just wanted to see if I got anything.
I'm still focused on Maverick and Iceman making love.
Ew. All right. So, I want our listeners to check out this on the Hollywood Reporter. This came out probably 2 weeks ago. The name of the article is the 40-ish most powerful people in comedy. And then they name a bunch of people, and the reporter reached out to them to, ask them some, I'm air quoting, funny questions. And some of the comedians, which I really appreciated, these are some very talented people. Let's just look at the top. You got Tina Fey, Kevin Hart, Camille Nanjiani, and
How do you say his name?
Kumail Nanjiani. I can't remember her name, but it'll come to me. But
see, I caught the last 15 minutes of Fist Fight with Ice Cube and Charlie Day.
Yeah, it's on HBO. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah,
it looks like it's funny.
Yeah, it was fine. I watched the last 15 minutes of it, and he plays one of the school security guards in it, and he had like half a line, and he was hysterical.
Dude,
like I laughed out loud at his dumb line.
He's
so good,
so funny.
Yeah.
But they asked. Well, so look, these are power people, they asked Amy Poehler some questions, and of course this crappy link isn't taking me exactly where I want to go.
Oh, I think I saw she had a good answer about something or other.
Oh, she had good answers to a lot of things.
Yeah, but there was one particular that was like floating around social media quite a bit.
Oh man,
that's not her.
No,
there
it is.
There
okay.
It is.
All right,
Amy Poehler.
So, they credit why they're listed in this power list, and then they ask some questions.
Were we in there or no for the show?
I don't know. I haven't gotten to the bottom yet. I'm guessing no. But
40,000 ish.
Most of these comedians didn't answer at all, which is whatever. It's fine. You're listed on this list. You're
right.
The 40 most powerful comedians. You win.
Right.
All right. So my most memorable heckler. Who cares? The whole world is on fire. This is
I
Amy
did see
Poehler.
this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dream product endorsement. A giant whale just died in Thailand after eating 80 plastic bags. Guilty pleasure. Let's not forget over 4,600 people have died in Puerto Rico. I'm funny because I don't even know anymore. If I didn't work in comedy, I would never leave my house. College comedy audience are kids that are afraid they will be shot in their own schools. What has happened to us? Sitcom you'd reboot. Mr. Rogers, I miss him. We need him. The funniest thing about the Trump administration is, are you fucking kidding me? I just, like...
Yeah, and I saw that. It was good.
And I read this whole thing, and, like, there are some really funny things in there, you know, obviously, based on the list. But, you know, I do like that, as much as we were talking about at the front end of the show about, like, liberals and the sensitivity and the political correctness, that people are actually like, let's put this shit on pause just for a second,
right,
and realize that there's some bad stuff going on.
Right.
I appreciate it. I don't know. I like it. And Amy Poehler, she's one of the funniest people I've ever seen.
What was that from? If people want to look it up,
Hollywood Reporter, the 40-ish funniest people.
All right, let's wrap it up with our inspirational story of the week.
All right. So I don't know if so I did read about this kid probably about 6 months ago, but his story had just began then. So the name of the article is Donut. This is on today.com. Donut Boy has delivered over 65,000 donuts to thank police officers across the country.
Very cool.
Yeah. So Florida. Hey,
good story.
all right, Florida. This is our guy. His mom is actually a police officer as well. Florida fifth grader Tyler Karach said, Karach. That is how it's pronounced. I looked it up. I'm sorry. Says he's sick of donuts, but for good reason. The 10-year-old has has delivered more than 65,000 of them to police officers in 31 states in less than 2 years. Tyler got the idea 2 summers ago while at a local store when he saw 4 officers and asked if he could use his allowance to buy them donuts as a snack. They were so appreciative of the gesture, it gave him the idea for a mission to thank every police officer in America. Now he uses every school break and nearly his entire summer vacation to fulfill that goal. So he actually has, I mean, they were in Kentucky when this was last reported, and they're headed to Missouri. 65,000 donuts. They just passed that mark.
Seriously?
65,000 donuts.
Jeez, that's crazy.
And everywhere he goes, they offer to comp, and they pay. They buy like a dozen, or a dozen or 20 or whatever. But yeah, he's in his 31st state in less than 2 years.
Wow.
As for what motivated him originally, they say 4 officers, extreme gratitude. His mom explained to him that unfortunately a lot of people judge a whole lot by what they do, a whole lot from a few versus what the lot does.
Right.
And as I was reading that story today about some police officers being shitbags, I felt like this one felt really good.
There certainly are cops out there that abuse their position as police officers, and they should be, punished severely for what they do. But the overwhelming majority of police officers are good people that do good things for their communities. But unfortunately, and it's how our world works. You don't highlight the people that do the good things. You highlight the bad things.
Right.
Like the cop that pulled his daughter over because she was dating a black guy. Did you see this?
Yeah.
Pulled him over and arrested him, and he was like, "I'll just make up charges. I don't care. You're getting in the car."
Yeah.
I mean, that's the kind of guy that that never ever deserved to put a badge on, no matter what community he's in. Yet that's the stuff that we hear and see and talk about, and we're talking about right now because you don't highlight the millions of good things that
as I was going
do.
through, this topic interested me, so I wanted to read more about it to try and find good stories. And as I found like that story, and the story that's like top of mind, there was also another story where a state trooper pulled a guy over who actually delivered him.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, dude.
Yes,
and like. It was like I just love that there's
and did you see they went into the house and everything and that was an unbelievable. So they pulled him over for, I think maybe for speeding. And then they go through and they start talking, and he's like,
I delivered.
That was me. You delivered. Yeah, unbelievable.
Just crazy stuff.
Great
right?
story.
So when asked when he's going to stop, I have no plans of stopping.
Good. That's great.
I think that's what we need.
Very good.
That's what we need. I'm actually more and more impressed with kids, like lately, than I have in so long.
Yeah.
And I hope that continues.
Yeah, no, absolutely. All right, well, that's our inspirational story of the week, and that wraps up episode number 40. It's called Bone Folder. It's a Baticola Ferrari Discuss Everything. He's Jason Ferrari. I'm Matt Baticola. Big thanks to our sponsors, Mickey Finn's at 345 North Milwaukee Avenue in Libertyville. MickeyFinnsBrewery.com, the oldest brew pub in Illinois. Also, big thanks to Will's Northwoods Inn. Add a little bit of God's country in the heart of South Lakeview, WillsNorthwoodsInn.com. For Jason, I'm Matt. Thank you for listening to the show. Have a great week. Have a great 4th of July holiday. Be very safe. Remember, if you light fireworks off, don't hold on to them. Let go of them. Your hand will blow up and you'll be in the hospital. So don't do that. Have a good time. Remember, be good to people around you and tell those that you love them, because you don't know what's going on in this world or how short life could actually be. So
I love you, Matt.
Be good to each other. Love you too, Jason. It's Jason and Matt Baticola and Ferrari Discuss Everything. Episode 40, Bone Folder, in the books.